Greetings everyone, Zannrath here, and welcome back to more Everlasting Summer, where last time we lost not one, but two of our party members. Router is dead. His head was presented to us by the horde of Ilyanas. And Lena, technically we don't know where she is. She could be alive, but, we'll see what's up. So let's jump into that epilogue. I don't know how much time passed. I desperately wanted to sleep. My eyes were closing by themselves. How did we first meet? That was a long time ago. Cool, we're gonna get some more background story. Do you remember? I asked in a whisper. Oh, sorry. Do you remember? What? Masha's voice was trembling. How we met? Yes. She tried to laugh, but immediately began to cough. I will sleep for a while, okay? Just for a while, or you will sleep through the whole day again. Or you can just go to sleep and somehow get magically transported back to the movie, right? Maybe. Well, but will you wake me up a bit? But you will wake me up? Of course. I kissed her and closed my eyes. Oblivion was getting closer, but I didn't care. I was transported back in time to that very day. Transported back. There we go. My whole body was aching. Perhaps my brain couldn't rest peacefully because it was distracted by thousands of signals from my nerve endings. Oh, so we're not going to get a flashback? That kind of set us up for disappointment. I'm sad. Somehow, I rose and woke up Masha. After all, we were planning to survive. How long have I been in this mine? Fork after fork, tunnel after tunnel. Masha was whispering something all the time. To the left, to the right, to the left, to the right. It seems that I won't be able to handle even one more turn. Oh hey, we got to our, this thing. I can't remember what this was. But suddenly the flashlight highlighted a tight passage in the darkness, and we soon found ourselves in an open chamber. Look! Masha was, there's no more, person's name up here when they're talking. Masha was pointing somewhere into the darkness. I flashed the light there and saw a neckerchief lying on the ground. This is not... No, let's go. Oh, hey, we're in here again. At last, we got out of the labyrinth and found ourselves in a small room. There were broken bottles all over the floor, pipes stretched along the walls, and at the end of them were rusted valves. A mess of graffiti was scrawled all over the walls. Hey, there we go. Got it. Title, or nameplates, whatever you want to call them. Again, at least it's a change of scenery. I sighed. The flashlight had almost died, and I had to shake it up every 10 seconds to slightly recover the battery. Exhausted, Masha dropped to the floor. We can't stop. I'm sure there's an exit somewhere here. How do you know? I looked at her. She obviously had no energy anymore. Masha was struggling with her exhaustion and could lose consciousness any second. I just know it. I smiled, trying to look encouraging. Well, if so, she leaned against the wall and stood up hardly. Sit here for now. I will see what is further on. Oh, definitely a good idea to split up. Definitely. I'm afraid. Masha trembled. I'm not going far. She raised her eyes to me, full of hope, and nodded almost imperceptibly. Bunker time. I looked around and noticed a heavy iron door. My attempts to open it came to nothing. It was completely rusted shut. Ugh, I wish that pipe was here now. But there was no other choice. I braced my leg on the wall and threw all my weight against the handle. My muscles bulged, my forehead was awash with sweat, my vision darkened. But the door didn't budge, just gave off a hollow rattle. It's alright, wait a second. I shouted over to Masha, gasping for breath. I need to find some kind of stick. I ran over to Masha, bent down, and smiled. There is definitely an exit behind this door. Huh? She looked at me warily. I ran out of room and began to scour the mine in search... I ran out of the room, perhaps? And began to scour the mine in search of something suitable. Yeah, I'm not going far, my butt. The flashlight was about to die. Having blinked its last, it finally went out. I panicked and began to blunder around trying to find the way back. However, I kept running into walls and couldn't remember at all how I got here. There we go. Masha! Masha! I screamed, hoping that she would hear me. Suddenly, a sound came from behind me, a light appeared, and my shadow appeared on the ground, stretching far off into the darkness. I was rooted to the spot by fear. I heard a seemingly familiar... Oh, it's Lena. A seemingly familiar voice. What's wrong, Semyon? Got lost? Oh, boy. Is that Lena? I guess kind of. Yeah. I slowly turned around and saw Lena holding a flaming torch in her hand. So, I guess she's not... Wait, hold on. Why is she zombified as herself and not as Ulyana, right? Because, like, everyone else seemed to be... Well, Slavia was just ripped apart. Alyssa hung herself. We don't know what's going on there. But for some reason, all the zombies are Ulyanas, so why is Lena any different? Her face was disfigured by an inhuman grin. I've come for you. This was the same Lena that I saw at the square last evening. The same as in Olga Dmitrievna's cabin. Oh, so she's not a zombie. Not yet, at least. That was Lena at the same time, not Lena. This creature was more like those Ulyanas. I am coming for you. Who are you? I squeezed out. It's Lena. Don't you recognize me? She blurted into devilish laughter. You completely forgot about me while having fun with them. What do you mean, having fun with them? I think about our sexual relations. Words got stuck in my throat, right? Words stuck in my throat. It's alright, there's nobody left now, just the two of us. Alright, so I guess I was kind of right in the sense that it was going to come down to Lena, myself, and Miku, and then she's going to somehow finish off Miku. We haven't seen the body yet. Again, like I said, we haven't seen the body. Can't confirm. So yeah. So you did everything? Bingo. Not everything, of course. Okay, so I guess I was right in that sense, perhaps. Still, I mean, there's still like a chance that things might be a little different than what things are perceived to be. But at least right now, seems like Lena's behind this. For a second, her face became guilty, but then she grinned again. Slavia was first. She was so annoying. She was Miss Reliability, diligent, hardworking, always, everywhere, agreeing with everyone. Yuck. Boy, did she scream when I was tearing off her arms, huh? It's a pity you didn't get to see it all. Wait, so hold on. How is this working? So, I'm gonna... I don't know, because she said, you've forgotten about me while having fun with them. So... I'm trying to, like... What happened during the first 5 days or whatever? Like, we didn't really do anything. Like, we danced with Slavia, I'm pretty sure, right? Although I'm not sure if that is necessarily going to inform or affect the consequence, or affect, you know, what's happening here. Like, is it going to be a different girl based on the stuff that you did? Like, is it, is it going to be a different girl who's, like, behind this, given what you did in the first 5 days? Like, that kind of seems like, given how, like, how some of these things, how these events played out before, in terms of like the visuals, like I don't think they would have written completely different stories for each girl being behind this. So, not really sure what Lena is talking about in the sense of like having fun with all the girls, because if she's talking about like all the good endings that we've had, like we had Lena's good ending. So, I don't know. I'm a little confused what's going on there. I'm also kind of tired, so I'm not thinking through everything as well as I probably could, but no excuses. Her mouth began to tremble. Tremble. Her saliva dripped out of it, and her eyes rolled up. And then Alyssa. Everybody is annoying me. I don't need anyone. Now she's hanging peacefully alone on a tree. However, it wasn't easy to lift her up there, but it had a much greater effect. How you all screamed, huh? Like pigs in a slaughterhouse. Lena's face was twisted by a grin of sick pleasure. Alright, just that bitch Miku left to deal with, and then it's all over. Oh, so she hasn't. Okay, she hasn't. But what about Ulyana? What about Olga Dmitrievna? What about Router? Well, I guess Router, we kind of know what happened, right? It was the Ulyanas. What about, I don't know. Who else was there? Yeah, those four as the main, group of people. Alright. Hey, look, she has a knife. Wait, where did that come from? Oh, I like that. That's kind of fun. You can kind of see it, but then it's like when you use like Photoshop and you like clone stamp it to try to mask the by using the surrounding area, but it like doesn't look that good because it's like the texture kind of seems off when you just have one big splotch of like all the same texture, but everything else behind it is like slightly different texture. So that's what happened, right? Boom, there it is. She produced a giant cleaver covered with blood from behind her back. Well, actually, it's already done, huh? It seemed to me that she was lost in thought. I don't know what that crap in the form of Ulyana was. Her and the other pioneers weren't killed by me, so that's what she meant by not all her, right? But it doesn't really matter now. But does it really matter now? So okay, so we still don't know what that is, per se, you know. But for some reason, it's transforming all of them into Ulyanas. She shook the torch and it flared out in a second. Wait, is this gonna be like School Days, right? Where she kills Miku and then she kills me, and then it's like it's been together forever, or it can stay together forever, right? Wait here, I'll be quick. She shook the torch and it flared out in a second. Yeah, that's right. Her devilish laugh came from behind me. That means she went after Masha. I must do something quickly. But I have absolutely no idea which way to run. The darkness completely disoriented me. Screw it. I ran in the way I assumed Lena went. After only a short way, I painfully smashed into a wall. I turned around, trying to move slowly, but I stumbled over another obstacle, fell down, and screamed in pain. Trying to rise, I realized that I couldn't put any weight on my left leg. Seems like I twisted it. I tried to crawl, but it worked out badly. The whole mine floor was covered in sharp stones, rusted nails, and broken boards. After only a short way, my arms were torn into bleeding pieces of meat. That's nice imagery there. And my eyes couldn't be opened because of the dust and sand. It's not like you can see anything anyways. I fumbled in my pocket and pulled out the matchbox. Ah, here's where that matchbox comes into play. I tried to light the match with my shaking hands, but couldn't get them to light. Calm down, I muttered. At last, after the 5th try, the mine was lightened by a dim light. I quickly oriented myself and worked out which way I have to run, which somehow you can now, I guess. It seemed to me that only a few seconds passed before I found myself in the room where I left Masha. The last match went out, but I had just enough time to see Lena raising her cleaver above Masha. I rushed towards them, screaming, and dived forward. My hand suddenly collapsed with something. I fell to the ground and began smashing everything around me. Ooh. I'm gonna guess that we accidentally tackled Miku and we killed her with our own hands. That just seems like the perfect cap to this, I don't know, gruesome tale. Most of my punches didn't hit the mark, but then my hands met something soft. I heard a moan, and dead silence set in. See, if this wasn't as, like, violent and gruesome and bloody as it is, if you've ever seen, like, any anime where, for some reason, guys just, like, like, they crash into each other or whatever, somehow his hand always ends up on her breasts. It's just physics, right? Yeah. So, if it wasn't for the context, this line, you know what's happening. I rolled onto my back and started breathing heavily, inhaling the dry air greedily. Masha? I called. I heard quiet sobs. Are you still alive? Yes. Oh, just kidding. I guess we punched Lena to death, maybe. Did she get you? No. I began to fumble in the darkness and soon found the torch and a lighter. Where did you get it? Oh, like just a random lighter from all this garbage in the ground. Shapeless shadows began to dance on the walls, and I saw Lena's body sprawled on the floor. She seemed to be alive. Okay. Not dead yet. I was going to finish her off with her cleaver. Don't. I don't know, man. Or lady. I kind of feel like we're going to have to decapitate some bitches. Masha crawled right over me and grabbed my leg. But we can't, we can't just, you don't need to. Of course, Lena wasn't to blame for everything. Oh, is she gonna do it for us? Yeah. But she's the devil incarnate. There is no way we can let a human like her, if she can still be called a human, live. When I looked at Masha, I realized that I can't. I just can't. I took up the cleaver from the floor, twisted it in my hands. I decided it would make a perfect crowbar. Hey. Yeah, exactly. Going over to the door, I jammed it into the wheel and pulled on it as hard as I could. Kind of feel like a cleaver wouldn't be that great because the blade. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think cleavers are that resilient, right? That they can. Shoot. It's a torsion, I think, is when you have a force going perpendicular to the. No, that's torque. Sorry, torque, but that's in a rotating fashion. There's some force that's like perpendicular to like a parallel or like a horizontal structure or something. I think I don't know, it's torsion. I don't remember. I didn't care for physics that much. It's nice and all, but like I didn't really like it that much. The door creaked and opened. Fresh air streamed into the room. We're saved. Fresh air, really? I returned to Masha, helped her to get up, and we left the room, leaving Lena lying unconscious. Oh, really? Okay. I mean, because in all the other iterations, that door usually led into like the bomb shelter, and I don't remember there being a door like that leading into this vent room. Because there's that one time with Lena, right? I think we go in to find Shurek, and he's like, "Oh, hey, I know a way out," and we, walk a ways when we get here. Beyond the door, there was a short corridor with a ladder at the end of it, which led up to a grating. I climbed up and pulled on it with all my strength. The grating fell down and crashed as we climbed out. I'm kind of surprised it crashed down because I thought it opened out, but okay. I mean, it can open down too. Comrade. I fell to the grass exhausted and looked around. It's day. Again this square, again this camp. The bright red dawn was breaking in the east, burning the tops of a distant forest. The last stars winked at me, unaware of everything that happened here in this hell. Masha rested her head on my shoulder and pointed up at the sky with a trembling hand. I wish we were there. Though we got out of dungeon. I'm gonna say though we got out of the dungeon. Nothing is over. Crowds of zombie Ilyanas are wandering through the camp. Then we still need to figure out what happened there. And Saint Lena is lying underneath, and heaven knows how much more devilry we will encounter here. So, you know how Alyssa was like, you don't know the real Lena, like, I know the real Lena because we grew up together. Like, I really hope that isn't the real Lena. I hope that was just, like, some manifestation for this particular, like, zombie apocalypse, psycho lunatic, storyline that, for some reason, Miku is a part of. Yeah. I really want to sleep. I didn't know how to answer her, because I don't know where to run, don't know where we can be safe. Don't know how to return to our world. Sleep. I patted Masha's head. Listen, this would make a great script for a film. Ha 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 ha. She laughed out loud. I looked at her in horror. Masha was smiling. Oh, what if they were trolling me this whole time? Oh my god. Dude, that would be so crazy. Best troll ever. It's like, hey guys, what are you doing? Stop messing around here. Like, I know you're just messing with me. And then boom. Like, at the end, it's just like, we were filming this the whole time, and we didn't tell you because your script sucked, so we wrote another script, and we wanted to get like the pure, raw, emotional response out of you. There's cameras here, here, and here, and you're on candid camera, and all that kind of stuff. Right? But her smile wasn't diabolical like that one of Lena's. It was pure, honest, maybe even childish. All her exhaustion had gone away, and her eyes were shining with a cheerful spark. What happened to you? I could hardly speak. Everything is fine. She lay down on my shoulder again. That was the last scene. Oh my god! Oh. Yep, I'm suddenly feeling my strength leaving me as well, Semyon. Or me. Mystery protagonist. My vision darkened, my consciousness began to float away somewhere. I was lying in silence, and only the sound of Masha's breath could be heard. Not the grasshoppers chirping like all of them had died at last, but only Masha steadily breathing. And her smile. Wow. If that's, like, really? That was the last scene? And, like, they're gonna finally, like, full reveal, right? It's not just like, oh, this is the last scene, and then that's it. You just have to take her word for it. there has to be like a full reveal, right? I struggled to open my eyes. Bright moonlight reflected on the water, cheerfully skipping on the waves. A light night breeze was blowing, and somewhere far away, an owl was hooting. I looked at Masha, who peacefully slept nearby, covered by my shirt. What a dream. My mobile phone dimly showed the time, 3 a.m. We'd better go to bed, or tomorrow Olga Dmitrievna will make us... Oh, really? Are you gonna just do the whole thing? It was just a dream! Ah! Yeah. I just decided to wake up Masha, but I suddenly noticed an open script and a pen next to her. I quickly went through several pages and was horrified. It was completely identical to what had happened in my dream. Bile rose in my throat, and my eyes darkened. Masha rolled over, opened her eyes, and looked at me. You awake? Did you write this? Or did you write this? I asked, thick-tongued. Yes? What's wrong? I didn't know how to answer. I just couldn't understand what was going on. You were sleeping so cutely that I didn't want to wake you, and the grasshoppers were chirping so loudly, so She smiled. Wait, but we are here? Wait, but we are here now? I mean, we're not pioneers. We are filming here and all that kind of stuff, aren't we? Yes, of course we are. Masha looked at me uncomprehendingly. Maybe I woke up, read what she wrote, and then fell asleep again? You're drenched with sweat. She fumbled in the pockets of the pioneer uniform lying next to her and gave me a handkerchief. A typical Russian handkerchief embroidered with colorful flowers. I took it and suddenly felt a surge of warmth. The same warmth you feel when someone dear to your heart gives you a present. Shall we go? Masha started getting dressed. Yes, let's go. I barely stood up and went down to the river. Cold water revived me, and that dream stopped seeming so real. After all, it was just a dream, wasn't it? On the way back, Masha held my hand and chatted about everything non-stop. Comrade. We came to the square. I hope those creatures will let me sleep at least tonight, she said thoughtfully. Who? Grasshoppers, of course, come on. Ah, yes, that'd be great. Well, I'll go. She looked at me keenly, turned around, and was about to leave. Wait! Ooh, sexy. I grabbed her hand, pulled her toward me, and kissed her hard. Because sometimes a dream just isn't a dream. And reality is a reality. What if sleeping with her was part of the dream and part of the script? And she's like, what are you doing? Like, get off me, dude. That'd be funny. Of course it's not going to happen because, you gotta get the happy ending. But, hey. I like how our eyes lingered a little bit. That scene lingered a little bit. Is that it? Oh. Cool. What is this? I don't even. Yeah, exactly. And there's Miku's end. That was the achievement, by the way. Every story has its beginning and its end. Yeah. Okay, well, I don't know what to say, because, one, that was definitely more exciting than any of the other storylines, at least I think. I'm kind of sad that it didn't turn into an FPS, like I was saying. I mean, like, the ending, when it's like, oh, JK, it's a movie. Oh, JK, it's just a dream. That was pretty, like, I don't know, that was pretty dissatisfying. That cliche, like, oh, it's just a dream kind of thing. So yeah, I mean, like, I didn't know, like, how this whole, like, zombie apocalypse thing, and I never saw this shot before, I think, fit into this story, like, why I was there. So, it didn't really make sense to me, and then, like, why this is happening. Even though I did enjoy it, it just didn't seem to fit with the whole game, in general, as a whole. And then, it turning out to be, like, a script for a movie, and then it was a dream. It's like, yeah, I don't know. So I don't know. I kind of feel like this was kind of misplaced. I'm not sure why they included this. I'm actually kind of curious why they decided to throw in this like weird like zombie apocalypse kind of story thing for Miku. Considering that everything else is just like we're playing off of that. We got into this world and somehow we don't understand how we get there, and then I guess maybe that's how they're trying to explain it is like being transported into this world. Like, it really just is all a movie, and, this game we've been playing all along is just a movie, and then now after you've gotten the good ending with all the girls, the main 4 heroines or whatever. Wait, what am I trying to say here? So basically, so in order to go down the Miku route, you have to unlock all the good endings from the girls first. And so if that's the case, basically you've filmed the whole thing, and all the people's routes and whatever, except for in the dream they were filming Slavia for the first time. So I'm not sure how that works out. I was trying to think of a way, because based on some of the early routes, it's like, oh yeah, it was just a dream. He was drunk, partied too hard, and then he went into this world as a dream. And I think someone mentioned that in the Russian version, it was more explicit that this whole pioneer thing is just a dream, which I guess kind of feeds into this whole thing about the zombie apocalypse thing being a dream, even though it's a script for a movie. So I don't know. I guess maybe. So there's pieces of stuff that I think is almost all there. I'm just not able to put it together right now. But I don't know. Is this whole thing supposed to be a movie script? Is that what finishing the 4 main heroines routes and then unlocking this Miku route, having that be a movie, is that informing us that everything else that played out is just part of the movie, and then just having this one dream is just they just wanted to do something different and be like, hey, your script sucks, we're gonna do this whole different thing, and that was a dream too. So I don't know. We still have well, let's look. Right, I'm pretty sure based on this guide, right? Also, 2 more things left with a secret mystery girl. So I guess we'll get that going. I hope it's actually. I mean, like I said, I enjoyed Miku's route a lot more, even though it doesn't really make sense to me, at least right now. Like I said, why it was inserted into this game like that, and I'm hoping that this last route or 2, I think it's still with the same person, but you have 2 different endings with that, a good and bad. But I hope that it's as exciting as Miku's route was. Although I'm not sure if zombies are gonna make it, worthwhile. But anyways, we'll get to that next time. And until then, thank you for watching. Bye.